I got nothing. Hey, this is C.B Smallwood, and you're watching Wildcat Behind the Page, where we take a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the comic book Wildcat, in particular the first issue and those that go beyond that, and as well as the general thoughts and ideas of its creator, which is me. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into what all I've been up to and why I haven't been uploading a lot of Wildcat Behind the Page videos. Well, first of all, answering the last question I just posed, I've been busy. Busy. Let me zoom in here. That's kind of creepy. But I've been busy working, doing my day job. And as the summer approaches, I should have a lot more free time to do more Wildcat Behind the Page videos. I should have more time to work on my art and my craft and the comic, which I have been working on the comic, and I'll get to that in just a second. And I have more time to do kind of various different YouTube videos. For those that have been following me or just hopped on board, you might be familiar with the mental junk food videos I've been doing, which are about comics and sci-fi and horror and pop culture and all this other stuff. But the last couple of mental junk food videos I've done, it's mainly just been about freaking, not freaking, but, you know, just comics, okay? Anyway. For those that are new to my channel and this particular series of videos, the Wildcat Behind the Page videos, I tend to talk for a little bit. So if you want to see the actual artwork of the comic book that I'm working on, I encourage you to go ahead and fast forward the video now till you start seeing some artwork, okay? Save yourself a lot of trouble. But for those of you that stay, I appreciate it. So let's continue. Something else. Oh boy. So anyway, I've been working. Summertime's coming. I should have more free time to work on a lot of different stuff. Or I assume so anyway. We'll see how that goes. And I've also been working on world building. When I say world building, like I would assume at least 100 characters. I could be wrong about that, but I actually made a list at one point a long time ago. These characters have been with me since elementary school. So they've been around for about 30 years. Oh, God. Been around for a while. So what I want to do is I'm starting to build a universe of characters, with Wildcat being one of the characters in this universe. And I've been doing some concept sketches. I've been fleshing out some ideas for all these individual characters and stuff like that. And not saying that I didn't kind of done this work before, but I'm kind of bringing it in, not so much in a modern era or in a modern sense, but I'm kind of bringing it to where I'm at now as a creative individual, you know. So a lot of that stuff, it's going to be pretty cool to see how I interpret it with the brain that I have now. Because some of these concepts are really old, and some of them are fresh and new. So there's going to be a collision of these two things. Also, for those who've been following what I've been doing, I've been working on a Keto comic, and I've only done like 3 pages. And the reason being, like I said before, I've got my day job, and I've been really busy with that, and it's going to be really hectic this summer, getting everything all lined out. Hopefully, I should be wrapped up with a lot of my day job work about mid-June. Sometime in mid-June, I should be done. But the Keto book I've been working on, that got put on hold until I can get some stuff lined out. I'm not getting paid for it or anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I do want to finish it because it is a passion project, I guess. You know, project of passion. I don't know how you would phrase that, but yeah. Let's see what else. Of course, you see the Wildcat banner behind me, and it's, I need to fix it to where it actually fits into the frame a lot better, you know. Um, but actually, that whole thing I colored on my phone. You know, my phone's about this big, and so I use an app called Media Bang Paint. And on Media Bang Paint, you take the phone, and then to zoom in, you got to do this with your fingers, and then you got to scroll up and down and select different stuff, and then So all this stuff I painted with this finger on the back of that. So I think it's pretty good. Uh, Painting with a finger, Uh, there's some things wrong with it and stuff like that. But anyway, since it was a small file, when I went to go blow it up big, it caused things to get a little bit pixelated. Um, but I really wanted to get a something big printed off and to show that this is a real thing. This is something real that's happening. Um, Something to show the viewers, something to use as a promo piece, and blah 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 blah. And I think maybe one day, one day soon, once I get the comic book finish, I may actually do like some type of contest or giveaway for this poster here. Okay, and then because I'll have a whole new poster eventually. Once I get the colorist situation, figure out what I'm going to do with that. Am I going to color things myself or get somebody else to color it? And there's also an issue with letterers. I'm bumping the camera here. And, as far as like, am I going to get a letterer or am I going to letter it myself? The thing with letterers is it's interesting. Everybody just letters digitally now, and it's kind of a it's kind of a sad thing, and it's kind of a bad thing. It's like lettering is becoming like a lost art, and as far as comic books goes, because everybody's got their software. And the thing is that software makes everybody look one-dimensional as far as like lettering. I mean, used to you could tell distinctive styles between letterers, and they really brought a certain charm to a comic book, and also a certain ability. There's things that letterers could do, legit letterers that these programs that can't do. Like draw a word balloon where part of a face, like imagine my face, okay, my head is part of a comic book panel, and this right here is a comic book panel, and there'd be a word balloon drawn like this. Instead of it like cutting off part of the face to make room, they would cut it like this, and then all the text would flow really nice in this area. And it's something that legit letterers can do. They can make the word balloons break out of frame, and uh, to be able to fit a lot of dialogue. But like with a lot of software programs and stuff like that nowadays, um, can't necessarily do that. It makes it really, really difficult. And also, a lot of the software programs that people use to letter, once they start lettering inside the word balloons, there ends up being an ungodly amount of space, and that extra space actually takes up a lot of the artwork that the colorist, the inker, and the penciler spend a lot of time and trouble um, contributing to. And my philosophy is every single person should make it their goal to be an asset, to contribute, to add something to the artwork. The penciler lays the foundation. The inker adds something to it, in a tasteful, respectful way that doesn't take away from the original intent. Um, the colorist does so as well, and the letterer, the unsung hero. A good letterer adds a certain charm to a comic book. Uh, anyway, scratching my head, lifting my hat, allowing my head to breathe. Um, Moving on from my lettering rant, so I got to figure out if I'm going to try to letter it myself, either by hand. Kind of doubt that, but not out of the realm of possibility, or with software, or hire a letterer to do it. I don't know. I just want to do things the best that I can humanly possible, but I got to be realistic too. As far as like everyone's capabilities and stuff. and what you can afford. Mm. Um, I've also been thinking a lot about funding. You know, how am I going to fund this turd? Uh, you know, it's like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, of course, but the real trouble is, the real problem is building an audience. Nobody knows who Wildcat is, right? Nobody knows who I am. So with those two things being a detriment to the whole project, you know, not a lot of people are going to be aware of this to actually go to Indiegogo or Kickstarter to contribute funds. So that's a bit of a problem. So I've been trying to brainstorm and come up with ways to create brand awareness. And no matter what I come up with, it's going to require a lot of work and even money. You know, like if I ever, you know, in order to reach people through Facebook, you really have to pony up some money and advertise, because if you try to post in groups and stuff like that, um, first of all, half the groups on Facebook, they won't, they have such strict rules that, that you can't share uh, a lot of the stuff that you want to share, you know. Um, you know, a lot of these rules are in place for good reasons by the various different groups for whatever, you know. Uh, but at some time, but it also makes things more difficult, you know. And let me explain what I mean. For example, let's take a Facebook group off the top of my head, like um, let's say like there's a Facebook group for Dale Keon, and where people share artwork of Dale Keon, and obviously it's extremely Dale Keon centric, as it should be. But I think that some of my artwork, you know, has a Dale Keon flair to it, you know, because he's an influence of mine. And so to me, would it be out of the realm of possibility for me to share, like, hey, I got a Wildcat comic book, boom, 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 check it out, um, on there, you know? And I'm not saying that I've done this in the Dale Keon fan group or whatever, but like hypothetically, there'll be somebody come along and like, you know, it's not Dale Keon stuff, so it's got to go and stuff like that. And the problem with that is a lot of times the audience, the audience that I'm looking for that I know would like this work, they're not getting access to it because there's these walls preventing me from reaching these people. You know, I feel like there's certain people that are fans of 90s stuff that are part of Facebook groups and stuff like that. And the rules are so tight and rigid that it's hard for me to reach these people in order to build an audience that would, you know, like what I do, right? Um, so anyway, the best way to go about it is, unless I'm mistaken, is just to pony up some money on Facebook and just advertise. And the way Facebook works is it reads your cookies or your search history and all your private stuff, and which isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know, because it caters to you. So if you like wrestling, for example, professional wrestling, you know, it's going to show you products and advertisements that are relevant to professional wrestling, you know. So it's actually going to provide you with more content that you want to see. So hopefully, if I advertise through Facebook someday, I can generate traffic to Wildcat. There you go. Kind of long-winded, but you can see what I'm talking about. You know, I've been thinking a lot about things. You know, I got my Instagram account and like trying to build an audience there, but it's really painfully slow on that. Um, just as it is on Facebook. I feel like I have better luck on Instagram though than I do Facebook, because Facebook doesn't have that as many roadblocks preventing you from reaching people. Uh, Instagram basically it's like if you got the talent, people will find you and see you and like your stuff. But you have to upload consistently for it to work, for the Instagram thing to work. That seems to be the key. And also use your tags. You got to use your tags on Instagram so people are aware that your stuff's even on there. Um, and on YouTube, you know, I'm trying to spread brand awareness on YouTube, and it's going to take a while. It's kind of hit and miss. If you notice, like I have some videos that will garner like maybe like 20 views or 30, give or take. somewhere in that range. And then I'll have like videos that go insanely well, and they'll get like 500, 1,000, or 5,000 views. It's like, wow, where do sons of bitches come from? You know, just come out of nowhere. And I say that affectionately, okay, by the way, but it's like I don't understand this YouTube stuff. I have no clue as to what people want to see, or how they want to see stuff, and all these different things. I don't know what video is going to be that video that people's going to really enjoy, and I don't know what video is going to be a stinker. There's a lot of videos I put a lot of time and effort in, even though it don't seem like it. There's a lot of videos that put a lot of time and effort in that people just don't like. They don't, or they're not aware of them. They're not, YouTube algorithm or whatever it is not allowing people access to those videos. So they just kind of sit there. And then just out of the blue, I upload a video about some topic, and all of a sudden it's the best thing since sliced bread. So I can't figure it out. It's a mystery to me. And but I've been thinking a lot about, trying to build brand awareness on YouTube. It's difficult, and I'm trying to avoid jumping on bandwagons. Like, I don't want to do things just for the sake of doing it. Right now, there's a lot of videos that are hot, I guess, where you just talk about a lot of politics that's going on in the comic book industry. And there's some people talking about the ugly side of comics, the political side of comics, and they're coming from a good place as far as their heart. Whether or not they're right or wrong, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that they have a sincere reason for doing videos on those topics, because it's something that's personal to them, and so I respect that, whether or not I agree with their point of view. But then there's a lot of other people that's, I think, come out of the woodwork that are uploading videos about the same topics because they know that it gets views and it gets subscribers and stuff like that. And so it's like it's a weird thing. Not a weird thing. It's just, I don't want to fall into that trap. I want to upload videos about stuff that I'm passionate about and stuff that interests me and that I think you might find interesting too. And so I don't want to fall into that trap of just trying to be like this subscriber whore, or whatever you want to call it. This person that's just uploading stuff just to get views and likes and subscribers and stuff. So it's weird. It's like a weird situation, I'm being very animated with my hands right now. I feel like I should be conjuring magic, or maybe like Spider-Man's webs, like, shooting that out everywhere. Well, anyway, this video actually went longer than when I first recorded it, so I'm at 18 minutes now, so I need to shut up. Let's go and share some artwork, and I'll talk a little bit more about stuff there, mainly just about the artwork side of things. I appreciate y'all checking out this video, by the way, and sticking with me for as long as you have, and all the new subscribers and stuff. So with that said, let's go ahead and head over to the artboard and check out the progress that I've been making or not making. And one other note is a lot of the inks that I've been doing for Wildcat Behind the Page of the Wildcat comic book, I've been doing them at work what time I've been on break. So anytime I've got 30 minutes or 15 minutes to ink, that's what I do. And I also try to work on my craft as an artist, as far as like penciling side of things, doing sketches and stuff. So made lots of headway by taking that mindset and taking my art, my work with me to work, if that makes sense. So anyway, let's head over to the artboard and check out my progress, lack of progress, and I'd really like to know what you guys think. All right. So here we go. This is the cover. And I think I'm going to try to go through these fairly quickly, because there's only so much memory my phone can handle before it starts to shut down on me. And so for the sake of time and attention spans for long, boring art videos, I'll try to keep this short and sweet. But this is the cover. Okay. Very happy with how this turned out, think this looks pretty cool. Obviously, there's some things out of perspective, but hopefully people will overlook them, you know. And once I get done with the inks, I'll come back and I may tweak things a little further, you know. And see if I can fix some stuff, you know. Or improve things or make them look cooler, you know. Well, here's a double splash page. Let me fix this. If things look kind of a little bit funny, it's because of this light, the way that it's reflecting off the paper. So if I tilt the paper, you'll start to see those details that are missing. See that? So you'll have to excuse a little bit of the light distortion. But anyway, what I was getting ready to say is that I kind of wish I'd done this pose different. I kind of feel that's kind of a stock pose, maybe. And what I would have done different is maybe twisted him a little bit and have him a little bit lumbering, and it kind of would have looked scary or whatever, possibly, if I'd done it right. But everything else I'm pretty much happy with on this page. It's just, you know, his pose is the main thing that kind of irks me. Alright, let's get fixed here. I think this page will look pretty cool once it's colored, you know. Well, actually all the pages will look pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this blood splatter effect that I did. This is a cool page. I just wish that I drawed their faces a little bit better, you know. But I learn as I go. Come on, page. Not too sure about this panel. There's things I like about it, but other stuff, you know, not so much. not too sure about these bottom two panels. But I will say, though, I think this top panel is fairly solid. But there's problems with... I think somebody needs to be facing the camera toward the viewer in this, you know. There's perspective problems with this panel. And there's action problems with this a little bit, but still, you know, decent page, I think. Really like this page. I thought it turned out fairly well. This one I have to come back and ink. I need to add a bunch of lines showing action, and can't really make out what's going on here, but I hope people will kind of get the gist of it anyway. I think I need to go back and make this the rock arm, you know, because I believe that might be his right arm that I've drawn. Pretty happy with this overall, but I'm having problems drawing the ground. This looks pretty cool though, but you kind of see what happened there. So I may have to go back and try to add a little bit more groundish material, you know. But I'm happy with that, how that turned out. And I had to hide the feet. Originally, I did not have the feet hidden. But what happened was, when I looked at it with a fresh set of eyes, I realized that he was unproportionate the way that I drew him on the page. And I just didn't have enough room to include his feet, so I had to actually draw his legs longer than what I had originally done, so that way he was more proportionate, you know. There's things for these next couple pages where I got lazy, I guess. Like, see this? This is photocopied pencil marks that I have to white out later. So you'll see lots of that stuff as we move forward. I really like this top panel for the most part. Have a little problems with the ground right through here, but I think it looks pretty good. Oh boy. On these next couple of pages, there's some definite proportion problems. I'm not going to point them out if you don't notice them. So if you don't notice them, it's not a problem, but I definitely see them. Oh boy, it's bad. Bad, 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 bad. But other than that, it's a cool looking page. I mean, it's a good looking page. Let me say that. It's a good looking page. Really love how this bottom panel turned out. In one panel, it seems to tell a pretty cool story, you know. That's something I strive to do, you know, like try to do some, you know, art that tells a story within a single panel, you know. I think I've accomplished that here, you know. I could be wrong, but I feel like I have. And definitely improved on stuff compared to how the original pencils were. Pretty cool. And here we are, page 19. How to use a ruler on some of this. And working on things. Have to draw his glasses in. And then here's the next couple of panels. And there's going to be lots of blacks right through here, so. And then here's page 20 that I haven't got to yet, but this will look pretty cool, I think, when I get to it, when I start to ink it. So, there you have it. That's my big progress report, I guess. Let me turn this around. Around and to the ground. Oh. But yeah, I'm sorry that this video's not a little bit more polished and stuff like that. It's been a while since I did a Wildcat behind the page video. I've been busy trying to grow my YouTube channel so people can even see my artwork in the first place. And even if I get like thousands of people looking at my artwork, chances are there's going to be a big chunk that's not going to like it. It's not going to check out my stuff. But if I can, even if I can get just a handful of people, new people to check out my stuff, you know, it'd be worth all the effort. So I've been making lots of YouTube videos trying to grow my audience, and also because I enjoy doing it. And so I'm a little rusty with my Wildcat behind the page videos, but hopefully I can get back in the swing of things. And I think you should start seeing a lot more videos from me as far as that stuff goes during the summer. But anyway, I appreciate all the love and support from everybody that's been with me so far, and I appreciate all the new love from all the new people that subscribe to my channel. I hope you can stick around, and you know, for those of you that don't like my art videos, you know, there'll still be other stuff on the channel that you may enjoy. So anyway, thanks for all the love and support. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to be kept up to all my latest shenanigans. As always, this is C.B Smallwood, and I will see you in the next video.